claim self-defense, like Chuck the Builder is going to be claiming, you're not saying it wasn't me. You're not saying I have an alibi. I wasn't there. You're saying the opposite of that. You're saying it was me. I shot that guy, but I did it in self-defense. Well, the prosecutor knows if he can defeat one of those required 5 elements and self-defense goes away, the only thing that's left of I shot that guy, but it was self-defense is I shot that guy. It's just a confession. So the prosecutor's looking at these 5 elements to see which one looks vulnerable to being disproven beyond a reasonable doubt. If you were the initiator or the provoker, you lose innocence, you lose self-defense. Prosecutor knows that. The next is you have to be defending yourself against a threat that's either actually occurring in the moment or immediately about to occur. The fist is pulled back, the guy's reaching for a weapon. It can't be something that happened in the past. It can't be something that might happen in the future. Proportionality, and this could be a problem for Chud, is you can only use deadly defensive force if you're facing a deadly force threat. If you're only facing a non-deadly force threat, you can't use a gun to defend yourself against a non-deadly force threat. And usually, a punch is going to be considered a non-deadly force threat. So that could be an issue here. Avoidance is the 4th element. That has to do with whether or not you have a legal duty to retreat before you can defend yourself. Tennessee, like most states, is a stand your ground state. So in otherwise lawful self-defense, you don't have a legal duty to retreat. But what if the self-defense is not otherwise lawful? What if it has some other defect? Then even in Tennessee, which was one of the first stand your ground states, you can reacquire a legal duty to retreat. And then finally, reasonableness. And this is a broad target of attack because it just asks generally, would a reasonable and prudent person do what you did? And let's face it, anyone who's a social media provocateur is doing a lot of stuff that's kind of outside the Overton window and does not look reasonable to a normie jury. I mean, just imagine a typical juror in this, little town in Tennessee.
Yep.
Most white people have been socially conditioned their whole lives to viscerally recoil if they were to see a white guy call a black guy the N-word to his face,
Yep.
right? They don't consider that normal. They don't consider that reasonable. So that could be an issue. Now, of course, we don't know that happened here, but so what the prosecutor's looking for is, well, did provoke this fight? That complicates your claim of self-defense. That's a target for attack. When a gun deadly defensive force was disproportionate, that's the element of proportionality, vulnerable to attack. And if Chud engaged in behavior that the prosecutor believes a typical juror in this district would find unreasonable, that's a target for attack for the prosecutor. So it depends on how the facts work out. If Chud provoked the confrontation, if Chud went to the gun when he shouldn't have, if Chud acted unreasonably, both there's only 5 elements of self-defense, and then 3 of them are viable attacks to the prosecutor. Of course, if Chud didn't do any of that, if the facts he just heard were counted by Amir, or he was basically innocuous, minding his own business, got attacked from behind, didn't provoke anybody, had reason to believe he was being threatened with a deadly force attack, which doesn't require death, but either death or serious bodily injury, and he had reason to believe this, that he wasn't speculating, it wasn't fear. Well, then he's got a very solid claim.
Okay, guys, so wait, I played the
ran up on him and they got into a verbal altercation. The fact that he's using racial...
Isn't that considered that's assault, right? Like, period, right there. Him using that, as a derogatory term, that's considered
it's
assault.
It's assault, 100%. If you use provocative language to stir the passions of a person that you know is going to provoke them to violence, that's definitely assault, right? But even if he doesn't even have to be charged with assault. He just needs to prosecutor just needs to basically dismantle the self-defense claim. And this guy is correct. You need all of this evidence to be present in order for a person to claim self-defense. And based on the large amount of evidence that we have in front of us, knowing who this guy is and what he does, and the fact that the victim was black, and the fact that he had, it's likely that altercation was provoked
then drop it and then claim victim was burnt down. No, you don't get to claim victim in these situations.
Well, I understand Martina's passion, but black people are not losing their right to vote in America. Just as a side note, but she's right. I mean, you going into I don't know that this is the reason why he was outside of the courthouse. I also know that he was dealing with some legal issues related to Amex and some business loans that was given and wasn't paid back that he might be in a lawsuit for. But I don't understand why he would bring a weapon to court. Even if he did have somebody with him that he'd hand the gun to, it just doesn't make sense to me if he was
How
actually.
many feet do you have to be away from the courthouse to carry with a weapon? Because I know you literally there's X amount of feet you have to be away. You can't even go up to the steps of it.
I have no clue actually. I'm not. I don't live in Tennessee, and again, I'm not an attorney, but I do know that you can't. I mean, I just basically know you can't bring a gun into a courthouse if you're not a peace officer, an on-duty peace officer at that point. I know they do have lockers sometimes for people that are bringing a weapon. This is Tennessee. It's a southern state. It's a right to carry state. So I know they have open carry and can still carry, but it might be plausible that he was there for some protest thing. I don't know. I haven't seen any of this information. And it surprises me because this guy records everywhere he goes. And everything else he knows is going to provoke an altercation. So the fact that no video evidence has surfaced for the public, especially with all these sleuths around here on X, I've not seen anything before the attack happened, which is
You were the initial aggressor or you provoked her. Well, that raises a question for the jury. Well, who started the fight? So what becomes relevant is, well, who between these guys was more likely to have started the fight? That opens a door to admit evidence that the other guy has a history of violence, even if you didn't know about it. Because that's relevant to the evidence that he started the fight. So, defense attorney, this issue of provocation. I'm going to bring in that other guy's entire open the door to do it. Prosecution. Coming into the record.
There you go. Standard insults. Some trash talk.
That's bullshit. No evidence as to the original. There's no. The claims. One guy. Nothing, was just them two, and they both got into it. It is his word against the other guys, and the other guy saying no, he started it, and the one guy says no, he started it. It would have to be that's the only scenario in which I can imagine a judge would admit prejudicial evidence to prejudice the victim in this case, because there's no other scenario in which you could determine who started the fight, and then he might have a. But I find it very hard to believe that that's the case, especially because people are saying it was being recorded. It's likely, which means it's likely backed up somewhere in the cloud. That there were no witnesses would have to be there, which would mean that it was like, which we know is not the case. So this cockamamie legal maneuver that he's proffering here would only have to be accepted by stupid people to believe it's even a viable option in this case. Unless the judge is just like so beholden to against this guy that he's willing to admit that, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm curious about what initial aggressor really it's not. It's actually sort of insults that act as verbal threats, like I'm gonna smash your face in, keep talking, and see what happens. When you get outside, it's another thing that crosses the threshold, not insults, right?
No, yeah, but again,
I'm going to ruin you is even also something that's considered passing the threshold, not insults like you're a bitch or whatever, right? That's actually something you is not making me.
what? So here's the thing, right? If he was to go up to a guy that was minding his own business and called him a name that created confrontational environment, and that confrontational environment led to him doing his weapon, I think a prosecutor can certainly make the argument that the provocation started by using racially charged, motivated language that he knew would incite this person into a defensive posture. That's a great way to present arguments for provocation.
So if you say Jesus Christ or Muslim, I can punch you in the face.
No.
If I tell you
There's a history of trauma associated with the word, and I know that history triggered you to potential violence, then yes, it can be used as provocation. Going up to a Jewish person, a swastika, and calling him, anti-Semitic, that could be used as provocation, yes. That's an argument for provocation. Yes, absolutely. If you're doing something that you know triggers trauma, and you know that the word triggers trauma in a specific type of person, you can't say, oh, but I never thought right? It's like I can't go up to you with your wife and kids there and say something to the effect of, it would be horrible if something was to happen to somebody's kids. And I'm just
that's starting to cross into what's called
story, but the prosecutor can certainly make that argument, and it's a very reasonable argument to make because this word itself could trigger trauma.
And that was the whole point I initially raised with Chud the Builder. And horrible, I'll give you the mic right back. My initial claim was the same thing. It's like, sure, everybody wants to say freedom of speech, and that's fine. Say what you want to say, do what you want to do, but you're going out and speaking in general, you're going and putting myself in the position of Chud the Builder. You're going into spaces where there are people, where there are strangers, okay? You don't know the mental state of these people you're going up to. And if you're saying words that you know have a harmful historical context, and you know can possibly trigger a violent reaction, you are responsible for whatever happens to you if you get your head knocked off if you provoke the wrong person. That was the exact point that I've been trying to make. And it's odd at that point before we even knew what happened outside the courtroom, right? When we were talking about it on this app.
And we still don't know exactly what happened.
Right. Well, let me say specifically, allegedly, according to reports, the victim said he told Chud, I have PTSD. And then the family said in the GoFundMe, he's got some mental disabilities. So it goes back again.
Well, one time I was getting evicted, and so I called the lead hotline, and an African American who I told, I had PTSD, he said, I'm from the ghetto, motherfucker. We all got PTSD, bitch. And so I'm just trying to say that, listen, it did happen. Hello? And what I'm telling you is that this fucking Chud the Builder, this is actually in a way what he happened, meaning that there are these neo-Nazi pieces of shit out there, and Pepe is one of them, and there's other losers on the same way, and they're losers. But see, for a loser to get national notoriety with a stupid fucking name like Chud, and building shit except his own grave, this is the problem with our focused concentration and the content of the media. Now, I know you consider yourself a media maven and a media generator, but I would just humbly submit on this beautiful day. This is, I record and stream everything I do on this app, as many of you know. I'm just trying to say that, I try to live every day as if it was my last day. Meaning that if I record Pepe or Brad the Viking or many of the other characters here on this app all day long, well, that I don't want that to be my legacy. Meaning, I don't want people to look back and say, I don't want to be associated with these people. I don't want their thoughts and opinions to be my thoughts and opinions.
John, but yet you sit on Clubhouse all day and you record them for hours. You have created a digital database. All these people you claim you don't want in your life and don't want to listen to, but you have a digital database.
I know, but if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see I'm also reading books. And that's the most important thing that I do, which is read books. Not engage in these useless conversations or these never-ending, repetitive, redundant conversations. And I hear the opinions of people that I consider to be toxic. Hello?
Okay, John. Okay, hold on, because I did promise to give the mic back to Horrible, let him finish his submission. Horrible, please go ahead, sir.
Oh no, I just leave my mic off, but I kind of disagree with where this is gonna head, which is like, yeah, that gives me rights to just, sock someone in the face for like basic stuff. Like if they called me a name, I could sock them in the face. If they like what is this? Like what are we gonna get into? Where we can just, and then by the way, can I just keep socking the guy? Like that guy he lost his right to self-defense the entirety of the fight. Like I could just keep wailing on him.
But it comes down to personal, what is the word here? To morals and character. Like no.
Yeah, but there's women that say certain things that probably would get up and feel so traumatized because of how insulting it is to my religion that I would need to knock them the fuck out. As a women,
you're
kids.
inverting this. You're inverting this, and I don't think you're taking the right response.
I don't think I should be allowed to go around knocking people up.
But you're hold on, Horrible. You're inverting it. It's not whether or not the black guy should be allowed to go hit the guy. It's whether Chud the Builder should be allowed to draw his weapon and shoot a guy. Difference. We're not talking about. It's likely that if Chud the Builder had fended off this other guy,
Picking my nose.
or whatever,
You caught me picking my nose.
Was he the aggressor? Was the
We
black
saw
guy the
him
aggressor?
picking
Was the
his
black guy
nose
the
live
black
on
guy?
camera.
And we can have-
Boogergate!
But the problem that you
This
have is you have an
politician was
escalation of
picking
force
his
that's
nose
illegal.
on YouTube Lord!
Hand-to-hand blows.
He's a nose
We can
picker!
have that debate. Oh, should he have hit him first or no?
And I
And
still
that would be
feel
a
like I
different
didn't even get the
conversation.
booger.
The conversation here accelerated that.
Booger
He
game.
pulled out his gun. Now it's no longer whether the guy should be allowed to hit him. Now it's about whether Chud has the right to shoot and kill the guy.
Does he have a right to shoot?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He only has the right to shoot and kill him. And all evidence that the guy punched him a minute ago. Reasonableness, provocation, imminency, innocence, and it was a fifth one that I didn't catch. But those,
Reasonableness.
If all five of those
The fifth one was reasonableness.
Yeah, so this is going to be the faction. I think he it's not self-defense in this case, in my opinion. It's not self-defense.
It is or it's not.
I changed my mind. It is not now. It is not now.
because it doesn't matter whether the guy, and we're talking about whether he had the right to shoot. We're not talking about whether or not he had the right to punch the guy back.
Okay, yes. Now I'm with you. Now I understand what you're saying. Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't think it was self-defense, to be honest. And that's, once you pull it back. What is it? You have to have a reason.
Shooting himself. Like, I'm reading a whole bunch about it, and it says he shot the guy and then shot himself.
I feel like the bullet hit his arm. It grazed his arm.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, I have no clue. But that's what the report
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What was the gun used? Like, was he on the back door?
You know what? I don't think I've read in any reports, and that's not to say they should mention it,
because he's tried that in a country that they don't fuck with that shit. But yeah, he's a problem too. Like, these guys don't do this. You know,
Somali?
no, the Cali, but I think he was in the Philippines. But I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, all right.
So I'm reading here on ABC News, it says that the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney's Office disclosed the model or caliber of the firearm used. But to that point, somebody raised this point the other day in a clubhouse room. Chud's viral videos or his content where he's going up antagonizing and provoking people is very interesting because, yeah, we've all been trying to figure out why he had the gun at the courthouse to begin with. But someone could argue, you know, if the prosecutor used any of his viral footage, if they
tradition of the PhD students in the program taking a medical school that involved doing.
I was depressed, smoked way too much pot. Got my ass thrown right out of college.
I was successful people get kicked out of college. I'm seeing a trend here.
Wait, Ward, can I go next, Ward?
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm done. I answered all the questions.
Hold on, Marshall. Yeah, let's hear from Crystal. Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, so check this out. So I posted in the chat, Slaves Without Masters, right? That's a book. And I also posted an EDU from Auburn University with this student's last name Thompson and Bailey did a dissertation paper on heir properties, right? And what they came up with was that the heirs to the properties from Virginia down to Louisiana was majority the African American, the HR 4238 American, right? The Negro relabeled, reclassified 100,000 times somebody else, right? Of the land. Right, so this paper right there, and I put it in the chat. And then I put in the chat this book. The most important part is about the First of Kent, copyrighted in 1840, right? I got a page of it in my PTR picture, right? It's on the Internet Archive, you know, the .gov thing.
Huh?
Okay, so this is lecture book. This is lecture 32 of Masters and Servants. What, right? And what did it say? What are the several kinds of persons that come within the description of servants? Slaves, hired servants, and apprentices. How, according to the Institutes of Justinian, might a person become a slave? In 3 ways. 1, by birth when the mother was a slave. 2, by captivity in war. 3, by voluntary sale of himself as a slave by a free man, FREEMAN, above the age of 20 for the purpose of sharing the price. Did I hear that?
Oh my God! Moderators, this is Alistair. Put me in the queue. Thank you.
And then with that, we have that book that I told you about, Slaves Without Masters, the Free Negro in the Antebellum South.
Hello, moderators. Can I get a hello? I'm asking to be put in the queue.
Well, I'm going to
go. Shut the fuck up.
So then, with these people of deep complexion folks, I like to use
These complexion folks.
right, the observations of man. I might have left off a couple parts of the title, but you know that's what he's saying. Right, and in section 24, hold on, I'm looking for the on my in my PTR. I'm almost to it. Oh, there it is. I'll make it number 1.
Not to cut you short, what's the overarching point that you're making?
Honey, I'm going along.
She building, baby.
Slaves folks.
She building.
The down south people I come from were free people of color.
Ooh.
So, and then I wanted to show also that the land in the south.
Before you go and tell us what you wanted to show, you explain it to me your overarching point. Is your overarching point that somebody that claimed that their family had slaves is lying? I'm trying to understand your overarching point. What's the big picture you're trying to make us understand?
I'm just making the point that if people had slaves, it didn't matter their complexion because he was like, they had black slaves and they came to his family reunion. Those his cousins more than likely because it's by birth of the mother and it's from the father because in lecture 32, lecture 28 goes with that. You know, we're going to get back around to that maybe later. But it's marriage, a license, a bond. And one of the other people in here said that daddy was more your slave owner. So I was just wanting to compound. I have heard since I've been in the space, since Ward was speaking, I wanted to help, you know. So that's why I should. So you getting worried about what I had to say?
I appreciate you, Crystal. Thank you for explaining that. Crystal, sometimes we need to get redirected and get back to the gist of the room, the heart of the title of the room. Crystal, how do you feel about reparations succinctly? How does Crystal feel about reparations?
Hey, Anthony, let me just do a reset real quick, Crystal. What we just had heard was Marshall discuss that he had a family reunion when he was 12 and that he found out that he has black cousins. Likely, I mean, let's be realistic. Likely, there was, and we'll take him on his word that his family, I don't know if I can go through it. Anyhow, that we'll take Marshall on his word for what he's telling us to be the truth. I would likely think it's just his family members. There was probably his great-grandfather had legitimate children, great-great-grandfather along the way, and these were just, distant cousins. But that being said, I think Crystal was just responding to Marshall's account prior to that. That's all.
Man, I totally understand. And being a good person, you're a horrible human being. I just thought I'd let you know you're not a good person.
That's a shame that he's not still, Marshall's not still here. I wanted to ask if any of his silverware went missing after he met his first, his black relative.
How the hell y'all are Marshall? Y'all so rude.
Supla is in the building. She is in the building. Yo, man, listen. I'm going to take the pro reparation side, just so we can have some entertainment in the room. I'm going to support reparations in this room. I'm going to be the staunchest supporter of reparations. There is a debt that needs to be paid. All right? And, if we want to see America be great again, we need to pay reparations. That's the only way. It's a stain that we haven't atoned for in this country. And the only way we could get that stain out is through reparations. We can't build a time machine and go back in time and right the wrongs, but we do have to pay for what our ancestors did. So, I don't care what anybody says. We need our reparations, and we need them now.
Yo, can I ask a question? When you say we have to pay, what do you mean? Like, you being a black man, like, what do you have to pay?
I'm saying
I'm not triggered at all.
anybody.
You didn't come up here to talk about me saying this shit is a distraction, which it is.
I came up to talk about the Chud the Builder thing.
So,
Yeah.
state your opinion about what do you want to say about Chud the Builder.
Well, I came in to correct you when you were saying that he was going around harassing black people.
He was.
It wasn't. Well, that's your interpretation. I mean, that Chud the
What
Builder.
do you call it when you go up to a black
You
person?
interrupt me every time, lady. Why do you have to interrupt me every
We're going to
time?
have a dialogue. We're going to have a dialogue.
It's not a dialogue. That's a
You're
rude,
saying it's
controlling
not- you're saying it's
manipulation
not-
tactic.
It's not
Do you
harassment.
hear me talking?
You
That's
call it.
rude. There.
Well, because I'm
It's
I'm
her
the
room.
lead
That's
mod.
her room. It's
I'm the
rude.
lead, and I'm
My
the
dude.
lead
Because
mod.
it's your room, you get to be a
Hold on,
bitch.
no.
Stop. And hand in your pink ticket.
You can get off the stage right now for all
Why you got a pink
I
ticket?
Pick him. He does this in every room he comes into. Let me tell you something. You're not going to come on my stage and overtalk me. I'm the lead mod. So if I want to interrupt you and ask you a question, I'm going to do that. Stop acting like a small dick human male that can't build with a conversation. This is why Chud the Builder is sitting in jail right now, because someone said some words that hurt his feelings. And he shot him. And he can't say the N-word. He can't harass blacks with the N-word. And if they respond, he's going to lash out. That's the energy you're giving right now, my friend.
He
So
feels
I
a little
asked you,
tricked
if you
to
want
me,
to come
man.
back on the stage, you said it's not harassing to go up to a random black person that you don't know and hurl the N-word.
Or a Muslim and hurl words that affect our prophets.
Or someone
Sallallahu
Jewish
wasallam.
can say blah, blah, blah.
Also, can you put a job on? You're actually offending me.
Now,
I'm being serious.
Well, Rabono Shalom, all I gotta say is I don't think I deal a lot with
who needs to put on her job? Me? Who are you talking to?
hello?
You're offending me. I'm triggered.
Hello?
And in real life, I don't know what I would do.
Horrible.
He's okay.
I swear to God, wallahi.
Wallahi.
Why don't you put a fucking hijab on?
Wow.
Put a hijab.
Oh boy.
You know, why can't people know how to act right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to fucking manners? Shit. Y'all talking about how to do your mama? Your mama didn't tell you how to act in public? What the fuck? I'm sorry, nah, this is your room, boo. Hi, what's up?
Hello, moderators. This is John. I'd like to be put in the
Yes,
queue.
we know you, John. Be quiet.
Excuse me? Did you just tell me to be quiet? I was talking to a moderator, and I asked the moderator to be put in the queue.
This white boy got a little
You
more
get him
dick.
off the stage again.
My friend, I welcomed you back because I'm assuming you.
Well, I was very offended that you made a comment about my penis.
You'll get over it. Continue.
Well, you're a nigger.
Well, now look how you got to go with the fuck away right now.
Don't even boot him. Don't even boot him. Don't even boot him. Your mother's a nigger. See how that works?
No, my mother's a white Jewish woman. Your mother's a nigger.
Wait,
You come from a long line of niggers.
Your mother's a Jewish woman?
Yeah.
Hitler didn't burn her bloodline in the oven.
Okay,
See how that
fuck
works?
you, nigger. Now you understand why people like.
See how it works? Now go to the Google. You limp dick, low vibrational devil.
You know, I just want to say something, Nye. You could actually be accurate about a little penis. You know, like who knows what he's packing. But I'm not really interested in whether or not he's packing or he's lacking. What I think is interesting about Chud the Builder is that the name itself, Chud, which is like a scrotum or like a dinghy or something inferior and pathetic. But then you get the builder part. The builder part is the transformation of the Chud into something.
No, wait.
Hello?
Wait. Because I don't want Martina to leave before Martina. I gotta get your opinion on the Odyssey. So if you leave, you gotta come back, sis. Because
Girl, you gotta shut these let's move on. I can't take it no more. I'm not used to these hostel rooms. I go in rooms about movies. I don't do this shit, okay? Don't come for me. It's 2026. Don't. We ain't got to look at my PTR. Ain't got time for shit. Come on, Nine. I love you, girl. But yeah, let's go. Hakima, what's up, Hakima? Gary.
I already tried to get him up here. He's not coming up.
Oh Lord, this is just people. Kevin's here. What's up, Kevin?
Kevin,
come on, Kevin. Kevin's down there. What's up? Oh Lord!
Come on, Kevin. I need some more.
Moderators, isn't it amazing what the N-word...
And let me say this.
Hello?
Let me say this before we move on. Let me say this. Guys.
Oh, I thought the N-word meant nigh.
What is that guy's name? Let me give our brother the proper honors. Hold on.
Hey, no, we don't need to even. No, he doesn't exist here. He doesn't need to exist. He doesn't need.
Don't give these motherfuckers no platform. Let's go on.
I'm saying.
The late great Eric Mays. The late great Eric Mays. He died. He was a congressman, politician, viral hero. Okay, if anybody knows that brother, go look up some of his hits.
Is Hakeem Jeffries...
Shut up, Todd. Wait, let me finish. Eric Mays used to say, when they go low, we go lower. And if we have any Jewish people in the room, I'm going to apologize to them because I don't do that anti-Semitic, may your relatives burn in the oven shit. That's not my character. But my friend, but I'm going to match the racism with the racism and the hate. And my friend is notorious for this. This is what he does. Okay, so, you come to me with that bullshit, especially if you're a racist, you are the last. You're gonna catch all the fucking heat. A Jewish person.
She got you on that one. She got one.
We're gonna move on because I don't do the hate. I don't do anti-Semitism. I don't do all that. I don't do that shit.
So do we have any hot juicy gossip on anything good in the news? Something from the juicy new couples, new
Well,
babies?
Rabono Shalom, I mean, now you did insult his masculinity when you said he had a little penis. I mean, but I will be honest with you, saying the N-word is a bit much. I have tried to... I'm just saying that I think he's out of compliance when he uses the N-word. I think it's low class, but who are we to judge him on a social audio conference call where people waste entire days at a time, weeks, and years? I'm talking about the same stuff over and over and over again. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask the moderators if I could be put in the queue. I'd like to read from a book, one page from a book. To moderators.
You're going to be put in the queue, John. Be quiet. Be quiet, okay? And my friend, you called me fat. Yes, I eat really good. We have money and we eat good. Don't be jealous. If you ate as good as I ate, your dick would be as big as my clit, but it would.
Holy shit!
Okay? And so now we're gonna move on.
Could you imagine if your clit was bigger than his dick? That would be a big clit.
Yeah, he's triggered. I love that he's triggered in the audience. Don't
you know the interesting thing about an enlarged clitoris? Most people don't know that there's no such thing as trans. Trans is just a concept. But in the medical journals, they have photographs of enlarged clitorises, and they claim that this is a hermaphrodite.
Oh God, I just can't do it. Okay, the Odyssey. Go, Nye, go.
Get to the Odyssey, finally.
Everybody take one in, eat. They go.
Somebody was brought up to the audience that I don't know. I moved them back because they had a low friend count. And I'm not doing that weird shit today.
Hello?
Sorry, and I just moved. When I click on folk profile, they only have 10, 11, 12 followers or friends. They got a pink ticket. I've never seen him in here before. I know you're just here to harass my stage, okay? So here we go. The Greeks are mad, guys. The Greeks are mad about the Odyssey. Y'all, let's do it.
You all heard about the Odyssey? I can't wait to go see it.
Matt Damon! It's not even. But wait. Quick room reset, guys. Happy Saturday.
Yeah.
Press Hollywood. Pop culture, celebrity, conspiracies, UFOs. But anyway, if anybody's trying to come up, some folks were trying to come up. You can't come
complaining about the condition of America when you sat in my face and told me I gotta kiss your ass, but 25 billion already gone. It's gone. It's gone.
When's the last time we've even heard of reparations or had a reparations debate? I haven't done this for a few years. It's seeing not much has changed.
It isn't a debate.
It is a debate. You guys are they're not getting reparations.
Yeah, man, is there not a statute of limitations at some point? I mean, we have it for murder and everything else.
I would think so, but the reality is
I had
that the
those
black population.
for dinner.
Amazing. So the black population.
There's no statute because it's unprecedented.
Oh, okay. Well, the black percentage of the population isn't going up, and but the Hispanics are going up. The whites are slightly going down. And look, nobody. At the end of the day, Hispanics, Asians, whites, none of them want to give their tax dollars or for their government to give blacks money.
Lord, Lord, Lord.
You shall know that the chosen priest, galaxy of infinite space, is the prince, priest, the beast.
Hold on. The pastor. Let me look him up.
And
Hold on, guys.
in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon, but to him the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight. But we are not so chosen. Burn upon brows, O splendorous serpent, 19, O azure lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. shall know that the chosen priest, my son of infinite space, is the prince priest, the beast. And in his woman called Scarlet One is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16. For he is ever sun and she moon. But to him is owing its secret flame, and the stooping but ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendrous serpent. 19 azure lidded woman, and 20. The key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. These are fools that men adore, both the gods and their men are fools. Come on, oh children, under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you and in you. My ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy. For to love the chambers yours, the naked splendor of no wind. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret waters of the globe, the starry are fools and men adore both their gods and their men of fools. 12 come fall for children under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you, and in you my ecstasy is in your
Hello?
my joy.
Hello? Hello? Yassine? Hello?
Hello?
Damn, my friend, you went hard R there. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. What's going on in your life, bro, that you got to come on a conference call to waste your... I know what it is. You don't read any books. I forgot. Oh, man. What happened? What happened to you? Did you forget how to use your brain
She insulted my penis.
to improve your brain? Well, you never. The point is, you're the loser on a conference call app screaming out the N word. That's your opportunity cost? That's what you choose to do with your time? You suck, bro. You never even invited me to a book club. They're pathetic. My friend, what happened to your brain? Oh my God, my friend. Tragic, really. A tragedy.
My brain went retarded.
Yeah, you went full R word. I mean, you know, she's a horrible person. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sticking up for her, but I'm just questioning your values, you know? Because I am reading a book about values, and the book doesn't mention anything about some Jewish guy using conference call apps to scream out. It doesn't seem to me like that would be polite society that I would want to live in. You know? It's just my opinion. I mean, because, you know, I'm not saying anything other than the fact that, you know, I try to avoid conflict. That's how I survive. Hello? It's like, you know that guy who was murdered at the rifle range because he was doing charity work with veterans that have PTSD? And he was like the #1 assassin that we've ever produced. He killed like hundreds of people. Chris, I think his name was. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Ron Paul said after his death, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Turns out your environment actually determines whether or not sometimes you live or die. So I'm just saying that in terms of being productive and accomplishing something, I was only in that room because I was the first person in that room and I wanted to ask Nye about her opinion on reparations. And we had an interesting conversation about individual lawsuits versus class action lawsuit and all how she never got compensated for her 40 acres. And I was like, well, you weren't a slave. You live in 2026. Some people are time travelers and they don't even know it. So anyways, I have been reading a book. And, you know, I realized that if I listen to these dumb clubhouse rooms and I put it on my YouTube live, in a way, if someone was to analyze who I am and what I do all day, well, I'd have to agree with them that recording Pepe and Matt Cool eke out one word every, minute, like, I'm not recording intellectuals. Let's put it that way. But I am striving to read books and claim nothing about, what I've obtained or what I do or whether it's even work. So, what I'm trying to say is, hello?
Hello?
I've been creating more AI music, and it's I'm really.
I love AI music. I just sent you a new AI song in the text message.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you're gonna like it. You know, my AI music is kind of stupid and foolish. Your AI music is made specifically to elevate the brain, but my AI music is kind of a...
No, that's okay. No, sometimes the stupid stuff is actually the best stuff because what if you want to really just like be at peace, you know, less is more. So like in Suno, I created a song just called Babyface. And it turns out Babyface, you can come up with some really cool songs. No Antifa gonna get me. So you know what's so amazing about AI music is it's so good that like I think this is like what scares me is it's so good that if you think about your whole life and all the music you listen to, you're like, oh my God, like I was being programmed, you know? And there's all these different categories and genres that people have perfected, but AI essentially clones what they've obtained or created.
Have you ever heard of a band called Bright Eyes?
No.
Oh my God, I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to tell you. Should I tell you?
Tell me, hurry up.
Well, it's a very depressing band made by a very depressed... I'm standing still, try to shake me loose, try to pull me in, one breath and I dig back in. Gonna get me, no Antifa. Gonna get me, I stand up straight, I won't back down. No Antifa, gonna get me. I listen to a lot of country music now. You bring chance, you bring crowd. I keep my voice on it loud. You want my fear, you won't get that. I stay right back. Try to shake me loose, try to pull me in. I take one breath and I dig back in. Music is programming, and I realize I spent so much of my life listening to a stuff like classic shit. And it's like, geez, no wonder I ended up hating society. It's like, this is the person. And so I really like, now you're like, listen, I love your AI music because it really is. It's like you're saying, it's like a way to just get the... I mean, I have that song. What is that one that I really like? Is it... Man has the right to do what he will. Well, I suppose. Let the night run cold. Let the noise roll by. I got roots in my boots and fire in my eyes. He's gone. Antifa. Gonna get Antifa. Gonna get me. I stand straight. I won't back down. Gonna get me.
Anyways, I have the conclusion that you are an R word and that everyone on this app is an R word. I am an R word. What I'm saying is, in an R word index or an R word bell-shaped curve, some people are on the left side. Majority of the people are in the center of that curve, and there are some people on the far right of that curve. Now, all I'm trying to say is the difference between the right, the middle, and the left is only one thing, and that's a book or books. And so I have been reading Ayn Rand's The Virtue of Selfishness because of that stupid person on here, that R word person, Simon. And it turns out that Simon is a horrible communicator. But Ayn Rand is a fucking genius. And she lays it all out about how R-worded out we are.
Wait, are you being sincere?
Yes. See my PTR? Do you see my PTR? Hello?
Like yours?
I'm holding up what's called a book. Now, I was in the room earlier talking about, and this is what I brought up. Page 37 of the Objectivist Ethics, where Ayn Rand writes, when I say capitalism, I mean a full, pure, uncontrolled, unregulated, laissez-faire capitalism with a separation of state and economics, in the same way and for the same reasons as the separation of state and church. A system of capitalism has never yet existed, not even in America. Various degrees of government control and undercutting and distorting it from the start. Capitalism is not the system of the past. It is the system of the future, if mankind is to have a future. So, everybody's always talking about separation of church and state, but they never talk about separation of state and economics, meaning that the $40 trillion debt, none of this would have been possible. COVID, all the wars, none of it. Medicare, Medicaid, all these bills, none of it would have been possible without the unity of economics and state. And so this is really the big takeaway, is that everybody here is on this app, even the Republican conservatives, they're all communist socialists. They all believe in state-controlled economics. And even reparations itself is the unity of economy and state. Without it, how else are they going to get it? So this app is our words, my friend, completely and totally. No one here could actually run a pizza shop profitably. No one here could run a car dealership profitably. Because if you just ask the R word app, give me the formula for creating a profit, they wouldn't be able to tell you. Buy low, sell high. Or cost of goods sold. Revenue equals, net profit. Less all your other expenses, my friend. You see what I'm saying? We're dealing with R words that actually are just communists. Believe that the government, and this is why that guy Edward, who's also a horrible communicator and annoyingly long-winded, and he, please let me finish. No, let me keep going. It's like,
wait, the Christian guy?
Yeah, Black Christian Edward.
Oh, I like that guy. You don't like him?
I like him, but he's also R word.
Everybody on this app is an R word?
I told you, he's at the higher end of the spectrum. He's less R word, less R words.
He's still more R word than me.
If you're on this app, by definition, you must be R word. You wouldn't be here if you're an R word. You see what I'm saying? Even the guy that invited me to this app, who's like a hardcore Democrat, he did get money back because I gave him $10K, and I said, if you don't give me my money back, this is what I'm gonna do.
Wait, why did you give him that much money?
Because I wanted to invest with him, and he ended up doing nothing and just taking my money. So I said, give me my money back. He said, no. I said, all right, well, this is what I'm going to do if you don't give me my money back. Give me my money back. Because he knew my threats weren't empty, and he knew there could be serious repercussions if he didn't give me my fucking money back. So he gave me my money back. Anyways, I'm just saying that to come on here and not read a book, but if you got the time to come on here and say the N-word, after getting your dick called small, bro, that's not an environmental problem. That's a your choice problem. And so text me anytime and say, John, I've decided to open a room and I'm in an office at a desk in my house on my couch. Read a book. Would you record it and listen to it I would say, yeah, right away, my friend, any time of the day. Instead, I got to hear you, on my YouTube live, which you could get my YouTube live suspended saying that kind of shit. So I've asked you before, please, no hard R, just soft H, okay? Hello?
That's true. I don't want to get here. I don't want to fuck your shit up. Well, you understand why I said it. I also, if you're interested, I put the link in the chat to my new license plate mockery video, which I posted yesterday, and it already has 12,000 views, and it has 1,700 likes. 12,000 views for license plate bumper sticker mockery.
See, this is something you're also, I don't think you're getting, is that your time really matters.
Well, this video took about 3 seconds to make.
No, what I'm saying is, if you are going to go on a stage with a chick like Nye, or anybody, the point is you can actually make that interaction joyful, funny, and intelligent. And it's just a you problem.
Maybe you can.
No, you can too. Just think about it from like the perspective that you're being by CBS, NBC, ABC to create family-friendly content. Because, having formerly worked at Google, and if you just do a survey of what is successful, it turns out that the family industry, it's the biggest industry, my friend. And so, again, like, do you actually want more abundance in your life, because you have that ability within you. And I mean, you haven't sent me one link to watch one YouTube video of one short, one time-lapse thing of you working your knuckles raw on a back skit. Baby in a back skit. You see what I'm saying? Like, show me what you can do. You are being, I don't think you're being productive, personally. Because guess what is productive in 2026? Creating YouTube videos. Because the attention economy is the future economy of even now. It doesn't go away, and your library will build. You're doing it. But please, show me what you got. Send me a link and say, John, look at this. I'll be like, wow, bro. Dude, let me post that link. And then next thing you know, you're like, dude, my YouTube account on this burner phone that I bought is building momentum. Oh my goodness.
Did you see the one with the dandelion fritters?
I don't know, my friend. I think I did. But see, I don't want old stuff. I want the new stuff. And that's what you're failing to do. You always keep going back. Oh, I did this, I did that, I got this, I got that. I'm like, show me the new one. Show me the volume. Show me something new. When I go out and people say, "Oh, you're John," I go, "No, I'm New Johnny." They say, "Who gave you the name New Johnny?" I said, "That's my." No, I don't agree. I'm New Johnny. I say, "Okay." They call me Good Johnny, but I want to be known as New Johnny. I'm always trying to exceed and excel and be new in the now. And so this app is highly addictive, not because it's addictive. It's actually just an R word index tent with clowns in it. And when you discover that you are a clown in a tent, well, guess what you can do? You can get out of the tent and take the clown outfit off and just put a camera secretly inside the tent and just record all the clowns. You can walk away and just make money from the recordings of the clowns in the tent. It's a clown show. You're now producing the clown show instead of being an unaware somnambulist sleepwalking in a closet. This is a graveyard, my friend. People don't come here to thrive. You have people here, they're horrible. And this is the dream state that they think, that they're manipulators and they're you. Um, there's so many losers on this app, myself included. I'm not saying I'm better or worse than anyone. I'm just
I had
simply
a
saying.
productive day.
You did?
I taught a bunch of teenagers how to drive.
You also came on a conference call and called a black woman in Chicago the N-word multiple times. Now, I'm just worried about you, my friend, because in the real world, maybe, your borderline personality, are you going to inflame a situation by opening your mouth? Or are you going to remain silent and let the R word pass? Meaning like this too shall pass. So like if you were in a convenience store and an N word said something to you, like, hey bitch, buy me this, hey bitch, and white boy, and whatever, and let's say you said something like you said to Nye, that's what I'm saying is, you got to be like a ninja in this world today. And that doesn't mean open confrontation. That means attack in the shadows. Never let anyone know that you even did anything. If you had to do something, well, you would tell everybody you had to do. You'd keep it a secret. You wouldn't say nothing. Hello?
Is to see your joy.
Again, the name of this house is Emotional Programming Objectivist because I read books. Unlike a lot of Jewish people I know, they don't read nothing anymore. I know this hot Jewish Israeli chick. She's like, oh, you should come to Hawaii with me, John. And I'm like, oh, have you read a book? She goes, no, not in 20 years. I'm not kidding. And I said, well, she says, do you have any book recommendations? I said, just pick up a book and take a picture of a book and confirm with me that you can even still fucking read. And she's like, ha, very funny, John. I'm like, no, it's for real. You are fucking R-worded out. Your brain is rotted. This girl has 3 Siberian Huskies. She's spent the greater part of her life just picking up dog poop. And, for some people, that system works just fine. And if you got a lot of money, great. But part of life is using your brain to read books, to make your brain more intelligent, and to make your life even better. It works. They're programs that you can run through your brain. They're called books. Your brain isn't automatic. It requires work. And some people will, I don't got time to read a book, but you got time to come to Clubhouse every fucking day. 12 hours a fucking day to run your fucking mouth. To listen to people, to debate people while you're supposedly working? My friend, read a fucking book.
She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of Hades. The wicked glow, the starry blue. 13 above, the gemmed azure is the naked splendor of New Age. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of Hades. The winged globe, the starry blue, her mind awanketh nachon su. My joy is to see your joy.
The manifestation of new wheat, the unfurling of the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star. For every number is infinite, there is no difference. Oh, why Lord of thieves, in my unveiling before the children of men. Since we thou hast deep my secret center, my heart and my tongue. Seven, behold my iris, the minister of appointment. The couch is in the cool, not the cool in the cups. Nine worship then the cats, and behold my light shed over you. And let my servants be few and secret, they shall rule the many and the known. The manifestation of new wheat, to the unveiling of the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star. Every number is infinite. There is no difference. Five, help me, O warrior lord of deeds, in my unveiling before the children of men. Thou amidst my secret centers, my heart and my thought. Seven, behold, it is revealed by I was the minister of Orpakrat. Hence, the cat is in the pool, not the pool in the cats. Nine worship is the head of the man, and my insight is keen as the